told him that you attempted to keep Mr. Acevedo on the ground until law enforcement could come and arrest him. Did you tell him that because that's what happened?
Yes, that's what happened.
Is that what happened?
Yes, it is.
Did you try to choke Mr. Acevedo at any point?
Never.
Did you punch Mr. Acevedo at any point?
Not once.
Did you know Mr. Acevedo was using cocaine that night?
No, I did not.
Did you know that Mr. Acevedo had underlying immunology issues?
No,
Did you know he was asthmatic?
I did not.
Did you know that his lungs were severely compromised?
I did not.
Did you know he was a heavy man?
I knew that, yes.
And did you know he was a smoker?
Yes, yes.
In the photograph taken of your bedroom, Exhibit 8,
Oh, I'm sorry. You need to go for a plaintiff. There we go.
see that photograph?
Yes,
Appears to be some sort of bottle in the middle of the bed. Do you see that?
I do.
And how that bottle got there?
I don't know how that bottle got there.
Put it there?
I did not.
Do you have any alcohol in the second level of your home?
No, I never brought alcohol up to my bedroom, ever.
Do you know how long Mr. Acevedo was in your bedroom before you became aware he was there?
No.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mattioli.
Thank you. Mr. Tiffin?
Mr. Mattioli, we are today 3.5 years after the incident that brings us here today, correct?
Correct.
And since that time, you have had an opportunity to review all of the reports, all of the recordings, everything, correct?
That's right.
And you and your attorneys have gone over your testimony, correct?
Correct.
When you went to bed on April 19th, you were intoxicated, correct?
I was.
When you woke up in the morning of April 19th, you were still intoxicated, correct?
I was.
In fact, after you were removed from your kitchen, you told Officer Buzek, "I know I'm intoxicated," correct?
I did.
During your time with Investigator Dallin, you kept saying lawsuit, correct?
I did.
Why?
Well, like I said before, I truly thought that Joel was okay, and I felt that I was being treated unfairly.
You as a police officer know that alcohol affects people's perceptions, correct?
That's true.
And you were intoxicated during this whole incident, correct?
I was.
The 911 call was just played for you, correct?
Yes,
And your Attorney Hart asked you questions about what the 911 operator was saying, what Mr. Peters was saying, correct?
that's right.
There weren't many questions asked of you of what you were saying during that call, were there?
No,
In fact, in the call, you're the person who states, "Fuck you, motherfucker," correct?
that was me, yes.
You are the person who states, "Fuck you, man," correct?
I believe so, yes.
You are the person who states, "Just fucking lay down, motherfucker," correct?
Yes, that was me.
You are the person who states, "Fucking lay down, all right, you asshole, you fucking did this, okay?" Correct?
Yes,
You are the person who states, "You want to fucking blame this on me," correct?
yes,
You are the person who states, "You want to blame this on everybody but you, okay, but you fucking did this," correct?
right,
You are the person who states, "Yeah, motherfucker, you're a fucking asshole, you were my friend," correct?
right,
And you are the person who ends the call with the statement, "You're an asshole," correct?
yes, that was me.
Fair to say that you were extremely angry.
I was angry, yes.
Is it your testimony that there was only minimal weight from your chest put on Mr. Acevedo?
I can't tell you exactly how much weight I put on him. I don't know. I know my knees and my elbows were on the ground, so it wasn't my entire body weight, but I don't know an exact amount.
So today in court, you testified that you checked to see if Mr. Acevedo was okay in terms of his breathing, correct?
I did.
You didn't tell that to Investigator Dallin, did you, during that interview? That statement's not there.
I don't remember.
And yet, the first words out of your mouth when somebody asks you, "Is he breathing?" are, quote, "I don't know," period, end quote, correct?
I said, I don't know, handcuff this guy.
The first words were reference to, "Is he breathing?" "I don't know," correct?
Correct.
And then there's if we were to draft the sentence out, there's a second sentence, "handcuff this guy," which is not responsive to his question, "Is he breathing?" correct?
That's correct.
At that moment, you had no idea if he was breathing, did you?
I thought that he was. I thought that he was okay.
You didn't say that to the officer, did you?
No,
You said, "I don't know," correct?
I said, I don't know, handcuff him.
What were you trying to do? Were you trying to arrest him?
In a way, yes, I was trying to arrest him.
When you as a law enforcement officer arrest somebody, you're taking away their freedom of movement, correct?
Correct.
You, in a sense, have a responsibility to their safety, correct?
In a sense, yes.
In this situation, you're an intoxicated man who's angry, who's lying on top of a man. And you couldn't give an answer, yes or no, whether or not he was breathing. You simply didn't know, did you? That is what you said at that moment, correct?
Well, let me just object. There are two different questions, whether that's what he said or that's what he knew.
Question is, that's what you said, correct? I don't know.
I said, I don't know, handcuff him.
I know you want to add that second sentence, but to the question, is he breathing? Your statement was, I don't know.
Objection asked and answered.
At this point, asked and answered. Let's move on, Mr. Tuffy.
How long did you hold him on the ground, he being Mr. Acevedo, before the police arrived?
I don't know exactly. I don't know. It didn't seem like very long, but I don't know.
Do you remember saying to Officer Buzak, you held him on the ground for quite a while before the police arrived?
I believe I heard that in a body camera.
You've also testified here today that Mr. Acevedo was refusing to leave, correct?
He was.
When you have the 911 call, though, the first words out of his mouth are, "Let me go. My score is not woke. I'm going home." Correct?
I heard that at the 911 call, but I don't specifically remember that in the moment. He was yelling things, but I don't know what he was saying.
In the 911 call, he also states, quote, "I swear I'll go home. I swear fucking." That is early on. What do you remember about that?
I don't remember him saying that in the moment. I heard it on the 911 tape.
What would have been preventing him from going home if he's saying, "I'll go home"?
I was holding him down until the police could arrive.
When you were working as a police officer, people are often put down on the ground, chest on the ground, because it's easier to get their arms behind their back so you can arrest them, correct?
Sometimes, yes.
You're trained, though, then to turn them over on their side to prevent something from happening, correct?
When they're handcuffed, is that what you're asking me?
Yes.
Honestly, I don't remember training like it that way or doing it that way. I know when I've handcuffed people on the ground in the prone position, I've turned them on the side to help them stand up.
Judge, I have no further questions of Mr. Mattioli.
Thank you. Mr. Hart?
Yeah, just briefly. You were asked moments ago, Mr. Mattioli, about preparing for your testimony with me. The fact that you have prepared with your lawyers, the fact that in a case charging you with reckless homicide, you've actually reviewed the discovery. Did you have the benefit of any of that when you talked to Investigator Dallant on April 19th, 2020?
No, that was the day of, so I didn't have any of that information.
Had you spoken to Mr. Peters to that point?
No, after that day, I haven't had a chance to speak with Peters or Janowski ever since that first day.
So you're saying that the three of you haven't gotten your stories together straight?
No, I haven't seen them or spoken to them. In the courtroom is the first time I've seen them since this day.
So if there are similarities between what you testified to under oath, Mr. Janowski testified to under oath, and what Mr. Peters testified to under oath, probably not a coincidence. Would you agree with that?
Objection leading.
That's all.
Sorry, Mr. Hart, did you withdraw that?
Oh, sure. I'll withdraw the question. I have one last question of Officer Mattioli. At 15:23 and 25 seconds of your interview with Investigator Dallant, well, let me back up a minute. You were asked by Mr. Tiffin if you told Investigator Dallant that you checked on Mr. Acevedo at any point to make sure that he was breathing. Do you recall that question?
I remember the question.
Yeah, and did Investigator Dallant ask you that while he was interviewing you?
I don't remember.
Well, let me tell you that at 15:23:25, the transcript reads, like I said, I didn't choke this guy. I didn't mean to choke this guy. He was breathing. I know he was breathing that whole time. I listened to his breathing. I could feel his breathing. Do you remember telling Investigator Dallant that when he interviewed you right next door on the 19th of April 2020?
Now that you bring that up, I do remember that.
And had you and I spoken to that point?
No,
Did we know each other at that point?
No, I hadn't met you yet.
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Tiffin?
No.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mattioli. You can step down. Back to